What's going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today is February the 13th. I want to give you a quick pre-market update, go over some of the hot movers and what big money is doing today. Before we get into any of that, make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So starting off with data points, we did just have PPI, initial jobless claims as well, just come out. So initial jobless claims, 213 the actual, 215 the forecast. So market generally does like that. Last two reports of this was a little bit hotter than anticipated. PPI did come in a little bit higher than the forecast, so somewhat signaling possibly rising costs. But then again, I think people aren't really too worried about that. Maybe they're kind of taking that as a good reason for a potential cut, because the market is definitely moving it higher. So Dow is up right now 0.15, S&P up 0.25, NASDAQ up 0.39. So the market seems to like all that. This is still broken in my opinion. Possibly, unless, let me know your viewpoint. Do you think we're in the fearful state right now, or do you think that we're still under the greed? A lot of stocks I'm going to be talking on, people's appetite for risk is definitely there, so I feel that we are under the greed, but what do I know? Moving on, Sofi. So Sofi is up slightly. No news today, no SEC filing, so it is just kind of merely piggybacking off of the broader market, as well as most likely piggybacking a little bit off of Robinhood's recent earnings, which was absolutely phenomenal. So as far as shorts though, 11.69% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 125 million shares. Shorts did increase roughly around, I think it was about 400,000 yesterday. So they were starting to wake up. We'll wait and see what they do and how they react to this recent data, which again, the market does seem to be liking. So maybe this is a good justified day for them to return. With it right now at 14.95. It is trading between this pivot and this S1. So 14.70 is going to be a strong support. $15.12 will be that next strong target / resistance point. And then if it does gain some pretty good momentum, just watch for 15.53. And then moving on from that, Robinhood. Like I said, absolutely phenomenal earnings. So it's going to be at the new all-time and 52-week high. So right now it is sitting at $63.87 pre-market. And ultimately triple beat on their earnings, so pretty phenomenal stuff. Shorts though, only 1.79% of the free floats being shorted, works out to be 13.57 million shares. You can kind of see shorts did anticipate for them to beat on their earnings because they did return quite dramatically, and I guess even bigger picture, they have been returning over the greater part of the last year. So yeah, I think the writing was on the wall that they were going to have a pretty good earnings, but with it at 63 and change, it is right on this R3 right here. So 63.76. If it does close and is able to close above that, then you can kind of anticipate the 70s sooner rather than later. Options are signaling for $70-ish to kind of be there around March. So people are anticipating the Robinhood train to keep on trucking. So I know that doesn't make sense, trucking and all that, but it's early. My apologies. So again, this is going to be one key one to really watch for. So just watch for that 63, and then essentially from that, if it does pull back, just watch for roughly that $61. Moving on from here, another company unveiling the earnings. Not necessarily the best though, and that is the Trade Desk, ticker TTD, currently sitting at 86.46. Did really cut their guidance. They did beat on earnings per share, missed on revenue by 18.55 million. And I think it is prompting already a lot of somewhat not favorable analyst ratings. Looking here, 2.23% of the free floats being shorted, works to be 9.98 million shares. Unlike Robinhood, you can kind of see shorts did recently increase leading into their earnings. So as though they did know that it was going to be a miss. So they went from 2.08% to pretty much at its peak 2.26. So it kind of signals that they did feel that the broader market was bullish. They were kind of returning based on that, but they did feel that this was going to be a miss. But aside from that, it is below all the key pivotal moving averages. So essentially, it's kind of in no man's land. It is trying to find the essential bottom. We do know roughly around that 85.80 is a good support. That's what it did kind of bounced off of during the overnight. So there's that. And then flip side, if it does recover around that $92 range, is going to be that next strong target kind of slash resistance in the short term. So most likely it'll just trade within that range. Moving on, ticker BBAI. Like I said at the beginning, this definitely does not and is not accurate because a lot of stocks such as BBAI are moving higher, and that's just momentum. So a lot of good optimism. There was a new all-time high that was hit yesterday at $9.93. So this one is on a very nice tear, and no actual news associated to them today, no SEC filing, so it is kind of just piggybacking off of previous momentum. 20.69% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 37.64 million shares overall are being shorted. And ultimately this stock is very interesting because even though, if we kind of go back over here for a second, so with them going up 396% over the last 1 year, and even over the last 1 month up 218%, shorts have just been maintaining and they haven't been doing anything, as you can kind of see right there. So this, something's going to give. The shorts are eventually going to give, or just the buyers and the stock price. So it is going to be a very unique circumstance. I don't think I've ever seen this kind of play out. But aside from that though, with it at $10 and change, it is trading between this R2 and this R1. So 934 is going to be a strong support. Just watch for that to hold if there is any potential pullback. And then 1064 is going to be that next strong target slash resistance, followed by 1275. So just kind of watch for those momentum plays. You kind of have to take support and resistance points with a grain of salt because they can just move up like crazy. So again, just kind of do your own due diligence. Last but not least, ticker AIFF. So this one is up 27%. No news today, but rather it's been kind of piggybacking off of this news that came out on February 11th, causing it to go up basically over the last 1 month, 520%. So very impressive stuff. Shorts have been very reactive to it, and so there might be some attributing factors to it. The company might be diluting, or this might be very, very legitimate, but it does indicate 105% of the free float is being shorted. Shares on loan, it does show 1.86 million. 2.59 million is what is overall being shorted. So clearly there's more shares being shorted than that there's on loan. So a very clear indication that there is naked shorting happening. So I don't know how this is going to play into everything, but I do see a lot of people chatting about how this is a very big squeeze play. So again, something maybe to keep in mind if that's your thing. But with it at 16 and change, it is trading between this R3 and this R2. 15.35 is going to be the strong support. If it does have some consolidation, just watch for that. $20 is going to be the next strong target slash resistance. So you might be seeing that possibly today, whether it just be natural, just appreciation from momentum or shorts. I don't know. It's going to be an interesting day. So let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. What stocks are you buying? What stocks are you watching? Do you own any of the stocks I kind of talked on? Let me know your general thoughts on all of that. One final thing, pop over to my Patreon. I give absolute kick-ass buy signals on stocks, options, and crypto. Definitely worthwhile to pop over there and take a look. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.